I have a few predictions and we'll see if they come true. This year, I don't know if this is like a regular thing at Pride events, but yeah, they had a couple different places where they had naked men going through the parades, and children are watching. Well, I think that is just escalating, and I think that maybe next year or the year after, they'll be performing sex acts on floats or something like that for everybody to see. I mean, that's the next extreme, public sex acts. This degeneracy can get worse. Full out bondage type of dominatrix or weird things like that for children to see. And I don't know why. I mean, I blame the parents for bringing the kids there. The kids should not be seeing that type of trash. Those are some pretty bad parents in my book, but I think that's gonna happen, and I think that we're in a bubble. We're in a bubble. I think that our government has been manipulating different markets. Not just the government, probably like major corporations as well. Historically, gold has went up with inflation, and gold hasn't really went up, especially after last year. You would think that gold and silver would be skyrocketing because of the massive inflation we had last year, but it's not really. It's just pretty much been plateaued for many years now. So I think they're, like I said, I don't know who's manipulating. I don't know if it's the government. Both of them colluded together to manipulate markets. Also commodities, energy. I think they're manipulating those prices. And it's just unsustainable. I think that our dollar will be hyperinflated. And I think that the standard of living for the average American is going to go down dramatically. Normal people are used to a certain lifestyle. Well, there's going to be shortages. I might be homeless. Somebody like me might be homeless. Somebody that's been working their ass off last 25 years doing the right things might end up homeless because layoffs, cutbacks, a major recession, and it's not just a recession where people are tightening their belts. It's AI taking jobs. So things are probably going to get more expensive. Things kind of seem normal. I mean, inflation has tapered down. I mean, it's still higher than normal. Normal, they want about 2% a year. I believe it's at like 5%. So it's still pretty high. Gas prices are pretty sustained. Things kind of seem like pretty stable for the time being. My kid and his friend have been trying to get a job, and I see like all these places that say they're hiring, but nobody's hiring. I don't know if they're just too lazy to take down their help wanted sign. They keep it out just because they can't keep nobody. The retention's bad or whatever. But we're in a two-tier system. I think that the people who are running the Biden administration, not Biden, he's a nothing. I think that they're just trying to make it to 2024 so they can rig another election and have a blue wave and have total control over everything. And that'll be the last election. And then there'll be revolts. Because the crap because then they're going to hyperinflate the dollar to nothing. The rest of the countries don't respect us. You got BRICS competing with the dollar, so the Democrats will completely destroy the value of America at that point. They'll stack the court, so everything will be reversed. That the big wins that we've had for our freedom. And the media is gonna keep lying. The CNN said like the hottest day was like July 4th. In record. You know, here in Michigan, I haven't been here for a few years, but you know, I lived here for like 16 years before, and I remember it being a lot hotter. I remember it being hotter at night. This summer, I mean, it hasn't even been into the 90s yet. I mean, it's got up to like 80, 88, but it's been, you know, we've had days that have been like a couple of days ago where it was like 71 degrees. So this whole climate change thing, which I don't disagree that there is climate change. I just don't think it's as bad as they're saying. I think it's just another propaganda conspiracy theory that these people are trying to peddle to control us, to put fear in us. And yeah, and I think that there's going to be a major backlash because people won't be able to sustain their lives. The hard times will be finally coming. You know, I feel like I've been living hard times for a long time. When it comes to like financial things, like for me, not being able to look forward to anything, not being able to look forward to a vacation. I could take some days off, but I can't afford to go nowhere. Buying anything that, you know, special that I would like, because I've been conserving my money, because yeah, I could go on some type of vacation, but it's more important for me to try to survive. So the average American, I don't know about the average American, but there's a big population of Americans who are brainwashed and they keep voting Democrat. who get to have this type of lifestyle where they get to go on vacations and they get to buy things, and perhaps it's on credit and it's in they're in major debt. But at some point, they're not going to be able to do that no more. At some point, I think that there's going to be massive bankruptcies. That's going to affect the economy as well. We're gonna go through some economic turbulence, but they're gonna keep devaluing the dollar. They're gonna keep devaluing America, and we look weak. We look weak. We were strong under Trump's reign, and honestly, like, I would, if Trump was, if he was president right now, I wouldn't mind telling my kids to join the military. Not right now. Not now. No way in hell. But, and if they try to go to another war and there's a draft, good luck with that. Good luck drafting these out of shape kids. This society can't continue for much longer the way it's going. It can it could keep degenerating to getting worse, but we can't keep the welfare state going the way we've been going. We can't keep spending money the way we've been spending money. We can't keep this charade going. Like, these politicians are completely irresponsible with our money, with their kids' future. And at some point, the bubble will pop. The inflation was partly Trump's fault in 2022, but a major portion of it was on the Democrats' hands. There's going to be some type of major reform in our government. I would like to see a lot of these politicians investigated, and if they committed crimes, locked up. I would like to see salaries cut dramatically, and I know that's like a little bit, but it's the principle of it. I don't think that politicians should be making $200,000 a year, and then I hear like, well, we don't make enough, so then the lobbyists go in there and grease their palms. Well, they grease their palms anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I think that it should be treated kind of like jury duty. So you're selected to do your politician type of deal, like in Congress or the Senate, for like 2 years, and then you're done. And then that's it. There's no money involved, no running for office. Most of the people who, you could have something like that, man. Something like that. I don't know. Somebody smarter than me can like make a better system, but because the current system is just corrupt, lots of corruption, and we need to do something different at this point. Whether it's a direct democracy or we use technology to be able to allocate where our funds go. I should be able to opt out of Social Security if I want, but they won't, because that's a welfare type of thing. And listen, I'm not a complete libertarian. I think that we do need government services, and I think that there's a certain population of our country that need to be taken care of. I don't think that I don't think that people should be incentivized to be on welfare. I think that people need to make more wise decisions when it comes to having children. But it's a shit show. And a lot of this is being covered up. Crime will probably keep happening. And these politicians are going to continue to show their hypocrisy. And it's going to be blatant. You know, when they say defund the police and then they have security, who we pay for. And you know, I think that the police should be reformed. I don't think that we should get rid of the police. I think that so when you have a large mass of people, we do need some type of order. So I don't believe in total anarchy. 'Cause I think anarchy or communism can work in small communities when people can be held responsible. But when you have huge groups of people, huge massive numbers of people, you have to have some type of rule of law that people respect. The prison system needs to be reformed. I don't think that people go there and they are reformed citizens. There's better ways that we can go about it. I think that mental health should be taken seriously, and it's not taken seriously for the people on the right. They talk about it, but they don't really take it seriously. We need major reforms in our society. We need people to see. Here's the thing: is the trajectory is caring just about themselves, and not about the community. Care more about things than people. Like, you know, I heard of this story where there was this like homeless man and he had a dog, and then some people tried to take the dog away because they felt bad for the dog, not for the human. So people are being dehumanized left and right. Our homelessness is out of control, and it's going to get worse. And at some point, there's going to be a backlash, you know. And these people who are behind the golden gates, who keep making tons and tons of money, and they're not giving anything back. They're not doing anything for the community. You know, we got these major cities that are just becoming just unsustainable, hellish type of situations that people at some point will rise up, and they're literally going to eat the rich. So like, you know, rich people who are like celebrities, who say this and that, who are completely out of touch with reality, and they live in some type of fantasy world. Maybe they're on drugs. You know, these leftists, a lot of these people are on drugs. I don't know, but they don't live in reality. Maybe they're completely disconnected from reality, and they don't know how it is in the real world. And they don't have to struggle to get by. They don't have to worry about being homeless. They don't have to worry about where the next meal is going to come from. You know, we have a large portion of our society who are in my position, where they're a little bit above poverty, but the very bottom of the middle class. So, and they tax us, and they keep taking from us and giving to people who aren't contributing to society. They're just taking and being a parasite. and they're able-bodied citizens who could work. But I think that we will see some type of collapse. It's not going to be a complete collapse, where America is just in complete ruins. You might see different sectors of America suffer, but there will be some type of violent uprising, and that is why the government has labeled people who are freedom lovers, the MAGA people, terrorists. Like, they've already labeled us as terrorists because they think we're the ones that's going to do the uprising. When it's the deep state, the people in charge are the terrorists. They're the ones going against the Constitution. They're the ones going against freedom. And people, like in the FBI, all these people, they need to be locked up. Spying on us, invading our privacy. They need to be locked up. And like, they're you can only push people so far, and when the economics, that's the only thing that they have control over people right now is economics. People still can survive. When people won't be able to pay for food, or like the quality of life is going to suffer immensely, like in Venezuela, when you're waiting in line for 8 hours for basic common food, or you see your retirement just like erased, or you see all your value that you worked your whole life erased, and you don't know where your future is going. You will finally see people, when you get people out of their comfort zone, then something will happen. I'm not advocating for any of this. This is just predictions. I hope things turn around, but people keep voting for the Democrats. They keep voting for communism. They don't learn their lesson. They vote for their feelings. They don't live in reality. And at some point, we're going to suffer. We're going to suffer hard, and it's going to be in the next couple years. That's it.